Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of the SIFAS Ending Journal. And today we're gonna take a look at accessories. So full disclosure, I'm not even going to detail everything about them because just like with the insights, only a handful of them were really useful. But I'll actually try to at least detail them out. But you won't get the full details for everything. So how you get accessories, it's easy. You just play songs. Almost all songs should have accessories available to be dropped. The accessories are tied to attributes, so as you can see, this one is active, this one's natural, and this one's elegant. So you will only get the specific type of accessories that belong to an attribute on a song of said attribute. And not all types of accessories come in every attribute. Like for instance, this one, which is the bracelets, they only come in smile, active, and elegant. Only those. I don't know if I can find an image of what types dropped in what attributes, but for now I'm just gonna detail about them. So the only exceptions that you can't get from songs are the ones that came from SBL, which are belts, chokers, and bangles. And I have already talked about this in my DLP video. You actually buy them with DLP coins. Did I say SBL before? I don't know if I did, but if I did, it's DLP. But I'll go through them as well. There are three rarities, just like cards. There's R accessories, SR accessories, and UR accessories. The URs can drop from songs, but they have a slightly lower rate. Mostly you'll be getting SRs sometimes and Rs most of the times, and you can actually increase their rarity. How you increase the rarity is that, let's go into this one for instance. If I go to synthesize, which is like the menu that you can also access from here in Accessories synthesize, this is where you click to like enhance an accessory. So while you're here, you'll see that it has a limit increase and it also has a level. You can use stickers, which are items that drop from lives, to max the level, or well, not max, but get them level. That's the only purpose that they have. Though it is weird, because for example you have this mal attribute one, it gives a little bit, and then you have this one, which is a different attribute, and it gives the same. Like, I've never really understood why there's stickers for each attribute when they all do the same. I guess it's just because what drops in each chunk, but And then you have accessories as well. If you throw any accessories at it, say for example this one, you will give it level as well, and you will have a chance to increase the skill level, but that's another thing. But if you want to actually limit increase something, let's do it with this because I can spare. First you need to limit increase it, so you need to use the exact same type of attribute on it. So by doing that, I will limit increase it. Additionally, I will give it stickers. Well, this is so dumb. Alright, that's enough. So with this I will limit increase it, and I will also get it to max level. I'll do this for exposition. I don't think well, maybe sometimes I've actually leveled another accessory. So it's gonna say limit increase, and it also levels up. This actually has kind of the same system that SIF had when you trained your girls, where you had to like feed girls into girls to level them up. You can have like multipliers on the experience that you get, but honestly the experience is so dumb, you can just give them stickers. You don't need to get lucky and getting a lucky thing. Anyway, so now that it is max level and max limit increase, it is eligible for a limit increase, a rarity boost, sorry. So by clicking this button, it's going to check three things. First, that it's max LB, the accessory. Second, that it's max level, and the level cap increases with the LP, so you want that. And third, it's gonna ask you for pearls. Pearls are a resource that you get from disassembling accessories, or you can sometimes get them from event ladders, like the marathon events, or you can even buy them from DLP. However, if you don't have too many DLP medals, I wouldn't recommend that you would buy this, but by the end you could do it, but also you probably didn't even need them. So in this case it's asking for 25 of these pearls. I have 9,000 because I have disassembled so many, so I can say yes, and if all the conditions are met, it will go from an an R accessory to an SR accessory. And also the cap of the skill that it can get will increase. I think it was at 5, so now it can go up to 10. Well, actually, no, disregard what I said, because it's different. But now it's an SR. If I want to do the same, let's do it. Actually, I didn't plan to do this, but let's just take it. So let's do this, and I'll give those URs so that it is max level. It will increase. Actually, you can see here that the limit increase does increase the amount of level that you can get. So this accessory can get up to level 15, skill level 15. I do believe the effectiveness of this skill has increased, but I'll check that later. And then if I want to rarity boost it, then again it's gonna consume 125 pearls this time, and it meets the condition max LB and max level, so I'm gonna do that. And boom, it now becomes a newer accessory. And you can see that the icon here did change, so I do believe the effectiveness changed. And now that it is a newer accessory, if I were to limit break this up to the max, it would be able to reach skill level 20. That is the maximum amount that exists for accessories. Okay, so that's how you train them. Now let's actually talk about them. So you put the accessories on your show formation. This is more for like the show formation thing. This is gonna be another separate video, but I'll just show it here briefly. So you go here, you go into accessory formation, and you can assign accessories to your strategy. Fun fact, the accessory will apply to the entire strategy. It used to be that the UI that existed before had like an idle underneath the accessory, so that kind of led to understand that you would only be applying one specific accessory to that one specific idle, but no, it actually applies to the entire strategy, so you can put them in there. But as I said, I'll talk about those specifics another day. For now, I'll talk about what the accessories actually do. Okay, some additional thing that I didn't mention just yet. So about the skill here, so as you can see, this one has a 1% boost and it is level 1. It can go up until level 15. But say if I use an accessory here, as you can see, we get a skill level up chance of 50%. So let's do 2, that gives it 100%. You can put more if you want, it will go toward the experience if it can do. But if you're just going for the skill level up, then just leave it there. And as you can see, it will level up. I think, well, the value doesn't change, so let's do this one. Of course, it will consume our things and it will level up. This says 1%, but what if we do it again? So we're gonna put the same 2, and oh, would you look at that, now it's lower. But the effectiveness will increase. So the thing with this is that every time that you level up the skill of the accessories, the values, let's say, that each of the rarities of the accessories can give towards it will become smaller. So before only a single one was 50%, but now it's 25%. What if I give it an SR one? Well, it's 100%. Eventually it will not be 100%. As you keep going up, it's more. And you know, level 20, which is the max when you have a max LP accessory, usually require quite a lot. It's not even rare to use some of the UR ones, because those won't even give you 100% at that point. They will give you like a 30 or something. But you know, for example, in this case I have ribbons which are kind of bad. Well, I'll explain about them in a bit. So I would not hesitate to use these ribbons as part of the skill up process for the higher levels. And also keep in mind that this is a chance. So right now your chance of leveling up is 25%. So I could go if I wanted. And let's see if I roll the dice. Well, I actually managed to roll it. So I had a 25% of this succeeding, and it did. But it's recommended, and now it's at 16, that you actually reach 100% here before you do it. Trust me, I've had times, well, I mean, only a few because I learned my lesson in there. I had times where I had about 90% chance of leveling up, and I didn't want to put an additional accessory, and I failed. I landed on the 10% that wouldn't actually give it to me. So this is what this means. So it's better that you always get to 100% when you're leveling up the skills, just to be safe that you are actually going to level it up. Yeah, just as a precaution. Anyway, so that was this. I was in the synthesize menu in here, and here now I'm gonna show you when the disassemble. As I said, when you disassemble stuff, you get pearls depending on the attribute. But I'm gonna show you. So if I disassemble this one, and another accessory is gonna give me 1 pearl. If I did it for an SR, it's gonna give me 5. And if I were to disassemble an UR accessory, it would give me 25. So this is how you get the gems. Pretty much you have to be sacrificing the stuff that you don't want. It's pretty much better to like recycle or disassemble the lower rarity ones, so the Rs and the SRs. I would suggest you keep some of the URs, even if they're not the best accessories. You can use them towards leveling up skills at high levels, like these ones for example. You can use them when you are like over level 15 of an accessory skill. Usually what they ask is pretty high, so it's better to use some of these URs if you're not gonna have so much use for them. As I said, I'll explain what they do in a bit. But that's this point. Now, something that has been evident so far, but I haven't actually showcased, is that the accessories themselves have some stats. So if we go here, and if I go into the accessory for instance, you'll see that it has appeal, stamina and technique, and this increases depending on the level and of course in the limit break. What this does is that it will give these additional stats to the cards on this strategy, right? So it's an additional boost that they get. So say this one has 10,000 appeal. Well, it's gonna actually have 11,040 because the accessory, no actually, this times 3, so an additional 3,000 or so in appeal that will be going to your cards. And also, since the accessories have attributes, you actually get a little bit of boost on the stats they provide if they match, I think, the girl attribute that you're using them on. It's not that big of a boost, but it is there. They actually say it in the tutorials, but I feel like not that many people know about it. But anyways, I feel like, yeah, it's a little amount, but it doesn't really matter because, like, for example, if I was doing a smile song, then yes, I would use a smile brooch with my smile cards. Same with a cool or a natural. But if it's not those types, I can just choose any of them and, you know, get the boost that the brooch provides anyways. But that's just something that I wanted to point out. So there are several types, so let's go over them in the order that I have them here. They're not really specific. These are the necklaces. Their main purpose is damage reduction. The higher your remaining stamina is, the more stamina damage will be reduced until the life shop ends. It says to a maximum of 2%, and this 2% is because this is the max amount at level 20, so the amount at level 1 is less, and as you get the levels up it increases. So this is mainly for songs that have higher damage or that will throw damage notes at you, especially most of the expert or challenge ones. You would want to use this on them, as you will be able to decrease the damage that you take from any source, not just regular ones but the notes that damage you. So these ones are really useful for that. For the regular songs, not all of them, especially like on release, this was useless because you didn't need it at all. But as the game kept progressing, then yeah, it came with its uses, so that's what you use them for. Then you have was these brooches. This one is an appeal up pretty much. The higher your remaining stamina is, the more your base appeal rises until the life shop ends. So max to a 5%. Pretty much this says that you can have per brooch an additional 5% boost to your appeal on a strategy that you assign it to. In the beginning of the game, the meta was to run 3 brooches on your scoring strategy, so you will get an additional 15% to your appeal. Next up is keychains. Keychains are used for skill activations. So the higher your remaining stamina is, the more your skill activation rate rises until the life shop ends. So again, this is used mainly for when you need something to activate. So the main use for this was actually in SBL, especially when you were cheesing skills. So you would equip this into your strategy and you would get more skill activations in theory. Since it does escalate with the health, if you didn't have any way to replenish your stamina, the effect that it was boosting would decrease over time, but it was worth to run them anyways. Then we have bracelets. Yep, bracelets. These pretty much give you more, no, not more. They give you SP when you clear NAC, as you can see here. Gain 5% of phone appeal as the SP gauge when you clear an SP. This is pretty much a staple in almost every team. What it means is that you can strap some of these on a side strategy, and when you complete an AC, say you need to score 5 million, well, maybe that's too much, 2 million. So when you reach that score, the numbers will be run with this, and you will get charge on your SP meter when you complete the AC. So a lot of times what people do is that they will wait so that they can complete an AC with an SP pop, and then the AC will be completed and they will instantly get like another full charge because they have some bracelets on them. So you pretty much, when you clear an AC, you get like a double SP pop. It's really useful, and it was also like meta back since the beginning of the game. So you would have your main strategies with the brooches, but then you would have your side strategies with these things. It was 3 brooches on the center, and the 2 side strategies, 6 of these. Before, when cards weren't that strong, I suppose the 6 were needed. Eventually, not so much. So only 3 on a single strategy is good, and you can replace with something else. And that's pretty much it for the main ones. This is the DLP one, so I guess I'll talk about them really quickly. This is the belt, and what it does is that it increases the amount of voltas that you get when you do an SP pop. So the technicality is increases SP skill voltas gain by 5% of own technique condition, well, whatever. So you put this in a side strategy, and depending of the technique of the strategy, you will get more appeal on SP pop. So it's mainly used to increase the amount of points that you get from that, assuming that your card's stats are not able to get them to the cap, say in advanced 250,000. They're more useful in expert, where that cap is higher and you will likely not be able to reach it most of the times, so using this increases that amount. Then you have chokers, which they take care of cap breaking, so they increase the limit of the base voltage gain by appeal by 10%. So they allow you to cap break. So before, when the cap was 50,000, they allowed you to get 5,000 more per choker. And now that the cap is 100,000, you can get up to 10,000 more per choker. So 103,000 is the max tap. And the bangles, this one increased the critical power, I think. Yep, critical power. So, and it is based on your stamina, max to 20%. So pretty much the score that you get when you crit. And it's mainly used, in fact, I think it's almost only used on experts, which is where you actually want your crits to go higher, because in advance, if you have goodly built teams, you are likely already reaching that cap. So all of these that I just mentioned are the most useful accessories. And then there's some other ones as well, but they are not really as useful, and as you can see, I don't even have any of them built, although they're much just on my gameplay, but these ones not really, and I ended up just deleting them, but I kept some just for the let's check out what they do, and I'll tell you what they're not as good. So the earrings, what do? The more base SP gauge gain rises until the live show ends. So it says 1% because it's on level 1. I'm not gonna bother getting level 20. But what I can infer for this is that the rate of SP gain increased a little bit, which isn't entirely bad. But the thing is, the benefits you get from some of the other attributes, accessories, are just so much better. Then why would you bother using this? That's pretty much the same for the insights that you get from appeal plus passive. It's way better than any of the other effects that do. For accessories, there are more uses that you can get out of them. To see what this does, the herb with the combo count until the live show ends, and it caps at combo 150. So this increases your critical power as the song goes on. So you can already see that this actually having to increase on the song. I mean, it works on HP, but of course the bangle wasn't on release. It wasn't available on release because it came up sometime afterwards when DLP arrived. But yeah, you can see it was not that good. What is this? A ribbon, checkered ribbon. Gain shield based on combo during the time of activation. And the time of activation is when you succeed on an appeal chance. Yeah, I don't really see it being that useful. I mean, if you have a good heal or even a good shield there, that's already being taken care of. You're better off getting actual scoring power. Wristband increases appeal by 10 notes on song start. Yeah, this one's complete rubbish. It's a very temporary effect. And I think we have the towel, and I think that's it. There's no more. Yep. So what does the towel do? The towel increases the skill activation rate by 2.5% for 10 notes on song start. Like, okay, I can see this being slightly useful on some songs, but then again there's also some cards that can help with this. For example, there are a few songs that require you to pop an SP skill really early, that most of the times with most strategies that you could use, you would not be able to build an SP skill that fast. But for example, initial arena you are, that one has an LSA where a percentage of times she will get some of her stats as SP gauge, and that helps with those types of songs. So maybe I can see this one being situational, but overall you're probably better off getting voltage or even cap breaking capabilities and just relying on some other type of card skill to get this. Yeah, I think those are all. So I have some others in here, but they're pretty much the same. As I said, they come in different attributes. Wait, did I check the pouch? I don't think I checked this one. Whoops. What do you do? Yeah, I didn't check this one. On activation, restore stamina based on combo. Max of 125 at combo 150. 125 stamina? Because that's nothing. I don't know. Yeah, once again, I wouldn't rely on an accessory for healing. Was that? Oh yeah. Why did I not have it? Oh, it was right here. Okay. But that's all of the accessories then. Now, these are technically not all of them. There are a handful of others, but those were relegated to being bonuses that you could get if you registered the promo codes that came with some of the Love Live CDs, the Nijigasaki CDs. I think like the solo songs from the anime had a bunch of those. But the thing is, the problem with those is that you could only get a single one, and they were limited to, they were R rarity, so you couldn't even limit break them, you couldn't even get them to a higher rarity like SR or even UR. And I don't even think most of them were useful. I think one was Kazumi's Crown, and it did what I was just talking about with the SP that Initial Arena does. It does kind of that. So it has some niche uses, but then again, it was hard to get because you needed a promo code from those CDs, and not everyone has access to that. And I don't even know what they were all, so I can't actually show them to you right now. Maybe I'll try if I can find some image to put it on screen right now, but I wouldn't count on it. Just to mention that there were some other accessories that existed solely through promo codes. In fact, I don't even think they ever got translated, so even if you were playing global, they would have Japanese descriptions on them, which was funny, I guess. Actually, no, that's not that funny. It's kind of dumb, because you could redeem them on a global version. It's just that, yeah. But that was it about accessories. I believe so. I think I said everything that I wanted. So yeah, as I said, they're a make part of like a strategy, but I haven't tackled that topic yet in a video. It's a pretty big one. But that's what accessories were. So I'll just show here on the songs, I guess, that they show what you can get. Let me see if I can get. So for example, Smile has earrings, brooch, bracelet, ribbon, and wristband. I think Smile has the most variation of possible accessories. Let's keep going down here. Elegant. What does Elegant have? It has well, I forgot the name of this, but the damage reduction one. It had keychain, bracelet, pouch, and wristband. Pure had earring, keychain, hairpin, ribbon, and towel. Cool hat, earring, brooch, hairpin, pouch, and wristband. And Active had the damage reduction one, keychain, bracelet, pouch, and towel. Am I missing any attribute? Yeah, I think natural. I think this is the last one. It had the damage reduction one. What is this wristband? I forgot, sorry. Keychain, hairpin, ribbon, and towel. So those were the different types of accessories that you could get from the songs. As I said, almost any song has them. Pretty sure. Maybe there's some daily songs that have an exception, but yeah, that's pretty much it. So that was it about accessories. So I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna leave a playlist to the rest of the features in the game, so if you want to check something else out. And for now, the video is over.